What's up, everybody? Today's a very special day because I get to meet Ernie Emerson, the man, the myth, the legend in the flesh, and talk about Emerson Automatic Knife Company.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. This is a big deal for us. It's brand new ground for us, and we're excited to have HQ with us. So,
yeah, so let's do this thing. So, I'm no knife fighting expert, but to me this looks like an Ed Calderon design.
well, you nailed it. That is an Ed Calderon design. And, you know, the story about Ed was the Elvia, it's named after his mother.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason that it's called the Elvia and the reason that it exists is because the story that Ed told me was when he was a little boy, he and his mom were crossing a parking lot down in Mexico and some bad guys showed up. His mom had a knife on her that she used for everything from cooking, meat preparation, fruit, utility, and she pulled that knife out, and I don't know the exact details, but it stopped the bad guys from getting after him. He was a little boy, but it was this knife. Now, not the auto, it was a fixed blade, but it was a style that he just fell in love with. He uses the idea of that knife being handed down from his mom, saved her life, saved his life, and now it's become something of a phenomena as Ed has grown and grown in notoriety and everything, because he was in some, let's say, deep doo-doo for a long time. He's a good guy. And so anyway, the Elvia is named after his mom in honor of his mother's, and it's actually the same exact knife, but now it's a folding knife, and now it's an automatic.
Yeah, and it thumps. That's a fast opening auto. All right, so tell me about some of its exploits in self-defense and that sort of thing.
Well, the thing about any knife at all is you need to have it with you at all times. Mm-hmm. And the idea behind the Elvia is that you can hold it in both grips. Mm-hmm. So if you have to cut this way or this way, and the thing about being in a high-stress altercation, let's say, mm-hmm, a lot of times you don't have a choice with what you end up with. I mean, I could end up with the knife in this grip, I could end up with the knife in this grip, I could end up with it in this grip, or I could end up with it in this grip, because things happen so fast that you don't get the opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to pull out my knife.
Hey, stop aiming your gun at me real quick. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
So the thing about this design is it lends itself very well to any grip position that it's in, mm-hmm, and it's a short curved knife, so as fast as I can move my hand, it's not a big old heavy clunker. If I gave you a 14-inch Bowie knife, think about it. When you're a boxer, there's a big difference between a 10-ounce glove and a 14-ounce glove and a 16-ounce glove. Those few ounces slow that punch down. Well, it's the same thing with a knife. If I had a 14-inch Bowie knife that weighed 2 or 3 pounds, it's going to move a lot slower than a quick little knife that I can get in and out if I had to.
It'll hit hard, but if he's good at dodging, you're a dead man.
Yeah, how true. And also the other thing too is every fight is dictated by a set of common principles. Mm-hmm. People don't stay out here and fight from 4 feet away. It always comes close to close. Okay. So a little knife is a lot easier to
navigate those tight spaces
than a great big, what most people say, oh, this is a fighting knife. Well, that's more or less a sword, but we don't do sword fighting anymore. So anyway,
times have changed.
The concept behind it is that it's a quick little knife. It can be carried in your pocket, so you will have it all the time. Mm-hmm. And now that we've had a lot of success with the regular folding version, mm-hmm, I called Ed and said, Ed, would you be interested in us making an automatic version of the Elvia folding knife? And he said, Ernie, that is the most highly requested knife that I've ever had anything to do with. He goes, are you kidding? He goes, not just yes, he said, hell yes.
Please.
And I said, okay, we've already got it designed, we're ready to go. So I said, I was jumping the gun, but I knew you'd agree. And he said, Ernie, I've always agreed with all the stuff that you did. And I said, well, Ed, that's a supreme compliment. You have that trust in me. So here it is. That's the automatic Elvia. and it's got a aluminum handle. We've got G10 inserts, which we can color. We can make it out of any type of G10 material, or maybe some other materials if we need to, because the knife itself has that pocket in there, so you can screw these in and out. It's just to give you enough grip so that when you grab onto that knife, you've got a little bit of purchase on that handle, because the last thing you ever want to do is lose control of something in your hand. So anyway, that's kind of the long and the short.
Wonderful. I'm excited. When are we going to see these at Blade HQ?
We will have those knives available to you within the next 2 months.
All right.
So, and they will be available exclusively through Blade HQ. Blade HQ has been with us probably almost since the beginning of Blade HQ.
Probably.
Yeah. And so we called and talked to Timote and some of the other gentlemen up there, and we said, would you guys be interested in handling an Emerson Automatic knife? And he said,
please and thank you.
I think we might be. And I said, well, we're willing to work with you on an exclusive basis because as you know, and most people know, we're as a company, we're based in the state of California. So we can make little tiny autos, but we can't make the regular size autos. So that's why it's a perfect match for us to work with Blade HQ. You guys can distribute those knives out, and we'll keep making them as long as you guys are interested in. Well, I guess we'll keep making them as long as the customers are interested in buying them from Blade HQ. How's that?
Sounds great. Well, on behalf of everybody at Blade HQ, we are deeply honored to be featuring your knife and Ed's design and everything here.
Thank you guys. A pleasure to work with you. Looking forward to many more. And we do have some more designs, by the way.
All right, well, stay tuned. I didn't know that.
We got 4 more designs in the pipeline right now, and those will be coming out over the next year. But if you guys are interested,
we're interested, Ernie.
We'll build
Trust me.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. You can find all of these at bladehq.com in the near future, in the next 2 months. And with that, we'll see you next time.